cave didn't appear on any map. It revealed itself only when they stopped running from deadlines, from pressure, from pretending. It was dark, but not frightening. Just honest. Inside, it was quiet, but not empty. Every sound was magnified: breath, heartbeat, memory. The air hummed softly, like the cave had been waiting for someone willing to listen. Further in, they came upon a wall. Not stone, but something like memory solidified. On it, handprints, small ones, faint. One looked exactly like theirs, only smaller. It pulsed softly, like a heartbeat left behind. They pressed their hand to it. The cave responded not with sound, but with feeling. A wave of warmth surged through their chest. Not comfort, but recognition. Of a truth buried deep. You were never too much. The tunnel ahead split in three. There were no signs, only echoes. One tunnel whispered shame. One, silence. One, forgiveness. They chose forgiveness, not because it was easy, but because it was overdue. The next chamber was filled with echoes, but they weren't scary. They were theirs. Laughter from a forgotten summer. Tears from a goodbye that didn't get closure. The cave offered nothing new, only what was already within. In the center, a mirror stood, cracked, not broken. It reflected not their face, but their feelings: shame, resentment, hope. Each fragment held a layer. None erased the other. All belonged. They sat beside the mirror and said aloud a truth they had never spoken. It came out as a whisper, but the cave echoed it back like a chorus. And suddenly, it didn't feel small anymore. A small door appeared in the stone, not carved, grown. Behind it, a single room. Inside, a bed made of moss, a candle lit, and a journal open to a page that simply read, "You are allowed to begin again." They didn't write anything yet. They just lay down and rested. The kind of rest that isn't sleep, but surrender. Not defeat, just the release of pretending they weren't tired. When they woke, the mirror had reformed. Whole, not flawless, but whole. Their reflection smiled, not because everything was fixed, but because it no longer had to be hidden. They lit the candle again before leaving, not as ritual, but gratitude. The flame flickered once, then stilled, and they whispered, "Thank you for holding what I couldn't." As they retraced their steps, the walls whispered softer. Not advice, just presence. Just the knowing of someone who had held darkness without fear. Someone who knew truth can be tender. At the exit, daylight returned. But they didn't rush. They stood at the threshold for a long moment, because something sacred had happened, not in the cave, but in them. And now they carried a new truth, not loud, but steady. I am allowed to be all of me, even the parts I once buried. And with that, they stepped back into the light.